Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudiraye nastyaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke Bhaktivedanta Naistiki. Reading from Srimad-Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 8, Text number 29. Paritushe tatastata Paritushe tatastata Tavanmatrena Purushaha Tavanmatrena Purushaha Devopasaditam Yavad Devopasaditam Yavad Viksheshwaragatim Buddha Viksheshwaragatim Buddha. Paritushet, one should be satisfied. Tataha, therefore. Tata, my dear boy. Tavat, up to such. Matrena, quality. Purushaha, a person. Deva, destiny. Upasaditam, offered by. Yavat, as. Viksha, seeing. Ishwaragatim, the process of the Supreme. Buddha, one who is intelligent. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The process of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is very wonderful. One who is intelligent should accept that process and be satisfied with whatever comes, favorable or unfavorable, by His Supreme Will. Purport. The great sage Narada instructed Dhruva Maharaj that one should be satisfied in all circumstances. Everyone who is intelligent should know that because of our concept of bodily existence, we are subject to suffering and enjoyment. One who is in this transcendental position, beyond the concept of bodily life, is considered to be intelligent. One who is a devotee especially accepts all reverses as gifts of the Supreme Lord. When a devotee is put into distress, he accepts this as God's mercy and offers him repeated obeisances with his body, mind and intellect. An intelligent person therefore should be always satisfied depending on the mercy of the Lord. Thus ends the book. Vandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gurvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Please repeat the translation. The process of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is very wonderful. One who is intelligent should accept the process and be satisfied with whatever comes, favorable or unfavorable, by His Supreme Will. So, these are the preachings of Narada Muni to Dhruva Maharaj, and Narada Muni is giving him a new perspective of how to take reverses in life. Dhruva Maharaj felt insulted by the king, by his father, and that was pained him so much, and therefore he is in a very difficult situation. And when he left home in search of Vishnu, on the instruction of his mother, that only Vishnu can take care of only he can satisfy you, nobody else can. So simple-minded boy, Dhruva Maharaj, small boy, left home in search of the Supreme Lord. And seeing his determination with respect to wanting to meet the Supreme Lord, Narada Rishi arrived there and he wanted to give his mercy. And we already discussed in the earlier purport how the Supreme Lord is seated in everybody's heart, and when a sincere soul wants to see the Supreme Lord or anything connected to the Supreme Lord, wants to know the Supreme Lord or want to see the Supreme Lord, want to get out of this material world and go to the Supreme Lord, whatever these desires, this kind of Krishna connected desires to get out of this material world, immediately it is said that the Lord in the heart, who is the Parameshwara, is the supreme controller of everything, who is seated in everybody's heart, in all Jiva's heart, he sends the spiritual master to such a devotee. And it is in that context that Lord himself has sent Narada Rishi to Dhruva Maharaj to guide him how he can spiritually advance, how he can fulfill its desires to see him. So basically the process here, this particular verse is, Narada Rishi says, the process of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The word used is Ishvara Gatim. That means any step taken towards Ishvara. That process, Ishvara Gatim, is the process of the intelligent person, and he should be one who is in that process should be completely satisfied with whatever comes, favorable or unfavorable. It does not matter, because in the material world things, because we are talking about favorable, unfavorable, means in our material life, in our environment, even if you are a devotee, bodily, social needs, requirements, when there is shortage of that, there is distress, or when there is pain, there is distress. When there is non-fulfillment of desires, there is distress. So it is about the outcome of our endeavor. Whatever endeavor we do, we expect an outcome. In this material world, we do endeavors for two things. One is to get what we want, and one is to avoid what we don't want. So you may succeed in getting what you want, you may fail what you want to get. You may succeed in avoiding something that you don't want, you may not succeed in avoiding that you don't want. You will have to suffer. Now, these things in the normal course, for any human being, this sukha and dukkha is destined as per one's past karma, and in one's life, having taken one's birth, there are certain seeds of past karma from the total stock of past karma that is bound to sprout and grow into a tree and give fruits. The fruits may be bitter fruits, the fruit may be sweet fruits. Life is full of bitter and sweet fruits. So this prarabdha karma results in sukha dukkha in this material world. And here it is said that even after one takes this path, Ishvara Gatim, the path of the process of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, even after taking to that process, one should not expect that in this material body I will become free from all unfavorable things. Still life will be full of sometimes favorable things, sometimes unfavorable things. What we desire to get, we may not get. What we desire to avoid, we may not avoid. So Narada Rishi is explaining here, as far as karmis are concerned, yes, there is no other way. They have to experience their karma. But now I am become a devotee of the Lord, I am surrendered to Krishna. Why I am getting these problems? Why I am put into these difficulties? So beautifully Prabhupada writes in the purport, when a devotee is put into distress, he accepts this as God's mercy and offer him respectful repeated obeisances with his body, mind and intellect. He is, your will, my Lord. You have a higher reason why you are allowing this to happen. It is not that the Lord willfully puts any devotee in distress. No. We should not think like that. this material world, Lord energy Kala, his plenary expansion, it is his energy which is impersonal energy. It doesn't care for devotee, non-devotee. The effects of karma will come and sweep us, will floor us down. Just like a wind comes, wind is impersonal. It does not see a huge hurricane, does not see whether it is what kind of a person it is or what kind of object it is on the way. It will all be swept over. The same way, Kala is a force that is acting on all of us, including the devotees. The only difference is in the case of the devotee, why the devotee is thanking the Lord. Why the devotee is thanking the Lord, or why the devotee is offering respectful obeisances to the Lord and thinking whatever is happening is your mercy. Why? Because the devotee, when he surrenders, the Lord takes charge of his life. Takes charge of his life means take charge of managing his sukha and dukkha. He manages in sukha and dukkha because both sukha and dukkha also have their utility in making a devotee advance in Krishna consciousness. It is not that the sukha and dukkha is not useful for devotees, only sukha is useful. That is transcendental sukha. We are not talking about that. We are talking about the circumstantial sukha and dukkha that is of this world, situational sukha and dukkha. Not talking about transcendental happiness which is constitutional. Situational sukha dukkha will always be there even for devotees in this material world. Situation will be there. But that situation is handled by Krishna. He knows what is okay. Why should I stop this distress according to this person's prarabdha karma? Let him go through it. Let him get detached. He needs more realization that material world is dangerous. He needs more realization that this material world, material life is unpredictable. Padam padam yad vipadam. Like this, there are a whole, you cannot conceive Lord's mind once you hand over our life to the Lord. I mean, He is brilliant, He is infinite intelligence. So, favorable or unfavorable, that's what it said. Whatever comes, favorable or unfavorable, by His supreme will. One should take that this is the supreme will of the Lord. I will do my job. It is natural for everybody to work towards avoiding distress. It is natural for everybody to work towards their desires. It is very natural. And I will continue that. That is my duty. If I have a cause for distress, it's my duty to avoid the cause of distress. I will do everything possible from my side. But whether I succeed or not, Lord has a plan. Today if I fail, tomorrow I may succeed. I may not succeed also. What Krishna wants in long term, what the Lord wants, because He is in charge of my life. Guru and Krishna is in charge of my life. One should have full faith. After handing over the life to Prabhupada and Krishna, then you should not start thinking that somebody else is managing my life. Nobody else is managing the life. In the case of the devotees, his karma is managed, his ups and downs every day. Lord is seated in the heart. Life events are managed by the Supreme Lord in such a way that our Krishna consciousness awakens. There are many things required for awakening Krishna consciousness. And one of the two most important things that are required is detachment from this bodily concept of life. Realization that everything connected, all the sukha and dukkha, favorable, unfavorable, are centered around the bodily concept of life. Misidentification of Who is myself? Myself means this body. Myself means this social self. My sense of myself, that feeling of myself has fallen down from a transcendental platform to a misidentification. And that misidentification, because of that misidentification of myself with something which is not myself, is causing all the distress in this material world. So Krishna utilizes our situation. Two things. One is to get an understanding of this fact that this material world is unpredictable. Devotee has to eventually get realization that this is not the place to settle. Nobody can settle. There is no happiness. Very deeply this has to be realized, and that's what Krishna wants. That brings detachment. And then Krishna wants attachment to be developed towards what is your true self. When we say, Krishna says, okay, you become attached to me, then Krishna is very happy. Krishna is not happy more than for himself, he is happy for you. Because you are suffering because you have forgotten that you are servant of Krishna. When Krishna is preaching in Bhagavad Gita, Sarva Dharman Parityeja Mamekam Sharanam Vraja, he is telling for saving ourselves. Because you are part and parcel of me. That's your constitution. You are mine. You are mine. So towards that realization, our prarabdha karma can be utilized. Not that, okay, is Krishna, very simple, everybody will ask, okay, I become devotee of Krishna, I should not have no problems, because I am serving the Lord, no. Because I am serving the Lord, I should have no difficulties. Because he thinks he is serving the Lord for a result. Result is already Krishna's, no. You are not serving the Lord for giving him the result. As a loving offering you can give. Just like Ganges water you take and give. That water is not yours. What you are giving is a devotion. What you are giving is the chesta of taking an offering. Water already belongs to him. So if you take water and you feel proud that, okay, I am giving water to the Lord. Why is he not fair? Why I should have difficulties? My goal is to only give water to the Lord. No, you are mistaken. Your goal is to give devotional effort to the Lord. This you have to understand. We are all instruments in the hands of the Lord. He is the director, He is a sanctioner, He is the controller of everything. This is the first thing that Krishna teaches in Bhagavad Gita. The outcome of any activity you should not expect, because He is the Supreme Lord. How next moment the universe should be in what state, He knows. He knows means He has to decide. You are not the only person who are putting your will in the universe. Every jiva is putting their finger into the universe, into the material energy, and deciding this, that, all that. So Lord has to consider practically, what should be the next. The universe should move towards what? Hanumanta is a sanctioner. Just like say a person, there is two people are there, one farmer is there, one potter is there. They got 1 acre of land next to each other. The potter is praying, let there be sunlight. Farmer is praying, let there be rain. Both are desiring. Now the Lord has to reconcile both. Normally in the material world, what they say, I don't take part in it. Your karma, you will get rain. Your karma, you will get sunshine. Otherwise, you will blame me. I gave him sunshine, you spoiled my farming. The other, you give him rain, then this fellow will say that, oh, what kind of unfair you are, you have spoiled my business. You did not fulfill my desire. So in the material world, unlimited living entities are having unlimited desires, and the only unlimited Lord can decide how to move the world to the next point. What is tomorrow? What is tomorrow? Nobody knows. That is why everybody waits for newspaper. What is it that the Lord decides for tomorrow? So the devotee recognizes this Lord is a Param Ishvara, he is a controller of this material world, he is a fulfiller of all the desires of the living entities, Anumanta and Upadrishta. This is the real way in which the world is running. The world is run by the Supreme Lord. As you desire and deserve, he keeps sanctioning. Nobody is independent. So once a devotee knows this, now it comes to his life, his own life also. I am only let's say, even if I am doing devotion service, I want to achieve something for the Lord. I put my full chesta, and all the 5 factors of action are offered. But the 5th factor, 4 factors are offered from my side. Karta, doer, karanam, instruments, that means all resources. Chesta, all the different kinds of efforts that are required. Then adhisthanam, all the initial resources is dovetailed to achieve what you want. You start with that, you dovetail everything that you have, you look for further karanam, all the different ingredients that is required, jnana, bala and kriya, to fulfill those desires to the best of your intelligence. All this, finally there is Daivam. Daivam is the Lord's sanction. In the case of karmis, the Daivam is destiny. Pure impersonal destiny. That is in the case of accomplishment of all actions is destiny for karmis. For devotees, personally the Lord decides. That's why it is said, whatever is happening to my life after I put my effort in service of the Lord, it is Lord's own mercy. He has his own hundreds of reasons why today this is the situation. Doesn't mean I am deciding that Lord, this is what going to be tomorrow. He is dynamically moving. Tomorrow it may be different. I should recognize the supreme will of the Lord every moment. You should not think, okay, Lord has decided I won't get it. No, you don't know. Till now I had not got it. Tomorrow I may get it. Tomorrow I may not get it also. Even if you are a pure devotee of the Lord. It doesn't mean that a pure devotee of the Lord means everything that he plans for the Lord, he is expecting that it should happen. No. He resigns to the will of the Lord. Man proposes, God disposes. Continuously situations are changing in this material world. So he recognizes that it is Krishna's will. It is not because in my process something is lacking, therefore result will not come. Usually what do we teach in our school? You are not done properly, therefore you have failed. That's the only reason for failure. If you could do rightly something, you would have succeeded. But that is not what Krishna consciousness says. Even if you contribute all the material factors rightly, you may not succeed because it is the will of the Lord. Of course, the material factors won't reach you. Some deficit will be there. So you will not reach, you will not fulfill your desires. So in devotion service also, one should understand that Krishna is the enjoyer of our journey of devotional work. We all are engaged in different devotional work. He enjoys the journey or the process of continuously trying to satisfy him, try to please him by my activity, then please him by result. If it is there, it's bonus. Result is your, for you, for joy for you. Result is there, no result is there, Krishna's joy is over. Because he has decided. So result is not, just like I told, Ganges water. Water is not what Ganga is receiving. Is water that Ganga is happy? Oh, my water, I am getting my water. It's its own, her own water. It is the spirit of devotion and offering, spirit of offering that is being received by Ganges. The same way, result is not what, result is something that, let's say you cook something very nice. Now whether there is salt in it, you should try your effort to see that it's very tasty for Krishna. That Krishna should, my food should come out tasty. You aim for it, you desire for it. And then finally, if something happens, there are two things. One is, while engaging in the process of devotion service, you should relish the good fortune of having got an opportunity to serve the Lord. So let me serve the Lord. This is service of the Lord. This, for Him I am doing. Then you do the work. At the end of it, if the result doesn't come, he is thinking something I have not applied my full efforts in satisfying the Lord. To that you can feel remorse. You can feel remorse in, I did not offer my full dedication, that's why it is like this. Anyway, result has not come. You are feeling that after all offering, it is very desirable that the offering should be tasty, it should not be without salt and all those things. It should be proper salt, everything, it should be there. Outcome also is desirable. Is desirable. But finally, it did not happen. The food is cooked without salt. You feel bad. That number one. Main thing you see is that you learn from that, I have not been sincerely offering my service. Krishna wants to teach me to be more alert, and there is something Krishna wants to teach me. That is called God's mercy. When a devotee is put into distress, yeah, okay, I really wanted, I thought, I'm going to cook a good meal, but at the end of the day, I have something I offered to the Lord something without salt. He is put into distress. He will be distressful. Even in devotions, he will be distressful. But he accepts this as God's mercy and offers repeated obeisances with his body, mind and intelligence. My Lord, there is some reason why this has happened, and I offer my obeisances unto you. Let me learn what is the lacuna in my process of devotional service. Either I did not apply my mind properly, I was distracted, or I was not doing I did not maintain my consciousness properly, I did not chant my rounds properly. Therefore my consciousness was not proper. Because my consciousness was not proper, I could not hear your directions within my heart, how something should be done, what it should be done. Then he learns. Krishna wants the devotee to learn how to work like a devotee, not work like a karmi. Work like a devotee. These are all things which we have to evolve. So there is hundreds of reasons why the Lord gives no result for devotees, or gives distress, allows distress to happen. Not that he doesn't, Krishna never schemes to give distress to the devotee. If distress is coming on the way, he may think whether I should, allow this to happen or not happen. Mata smritir jnanam apohanancha. Krishna could have immediately told, hey, you did not put salt, put salt. The fact is that saltless food was sanctioned by him, so that you wake up and more alert you be in your devotional service. Nothing happens without the control of the Lord. Nothing happens. But you need to know that there is something that the Lord wants to teach and surrender to Him. Krishna is in control of everything. Like you may go out, you may want to collect money for the Lord. Your goal is, my devotional service, my work goal is what? I have to bring collection. You may succeed, you may not succeed. You may say, I am working for the Lord, why I am not succeeding? God is all powerful, I am working for the Lord, why I am not succeeding? I want to please the Lord with the result, with the money. I am not getting. Why all this trouble I have to go through? Simply Lord should tell me, who is the guy waiting with the checkbook? All philosophy is not happening. If he tells me, I go straight there and, so much time is wasted to going to people who don't give. And He is the Lord in my heart, Lord in His heart. Simply tell, go, fadafat, then I can bring so much money, He'll be more happy. Money is not what He wants. Money is His. Immediately you should understand that what He wants is a devotional process, that you engage in devotional service. This is what the Lord wants. You, in order to serve the Lord, you may want to, only think of result. I am doing this service because I want to bring the result. The Lord's bigger problem is what? Your problem is collection. Lord's bigger problem is you. You are sitting and worrying how to collect and how to, okay. Lord is sitting and worrying how to purify this devotee's consciousness of how to work for me, how to be surrendered. According to that, He'll play the strings. Result He gives, He doesn't give, but He isn't the supreme controller. He is the supreme controller. You work hard so much, the whole month you work hard, you don't get anything. Finally in one day you will get what? 5 months you did not get. Result, is it not? So we should understand that when we are engaging in devotion service, the Lord in the heart is with us, Guru Krishna is with us. We are learning how to offer proper devotional service with proper consciousness, with lack of proper attitude of servitude. This is attitude of servitude is more important to the Lord than the service itself. Our service is a via media. Service is a medium to express our. Without service is not possible. Simply people say, Bhavagrahi Janardana. It's only devotion Krishna wants. So He does not want me to go out and preach and all. If I have devotion, He is happy. No. Because people work without devotion, therefore He says devotion is important. Because otherwise, without devotion, there is no question of inspiration to work. Work or activity is an expression of devotion. So Krishna wants devotion and expression. Because people simply give mechanical expression, therefore He says Bhavagrahi Janardana. But bhava means total action also. That is the reason Prabhupada translated the word devotion into bhakti into devotional service. Devotional service. Not devotion, devotion, devotion. Then everybody would think, what is this same vague thing, devotion, devotion. So clever Prabhupada is. Just see, bhakti translate devotion service. So it's all gone into our head. Devotional service, devotional service, service is bhakti. Service is bhakti. Doesn't matter. Start thinking that service is bhakti. Now, then you hear Bhavagrahi Janardana. No, service should be driven by devotion, surrender, faith. These are all background things which are required. Then there is a quality of offering. To teach us that quality of offering, we engage in devotion service, and the result and how the service happens, result happen, not happen, all these things gives realization to the devotee to be detached from the material world, and everything that happens, every moment is in the hands Lord. As I said, we should actually perceive the world is moving from state A to state B, today to tomorrow, or to morning to evening. Nobody knows evening what all will happen. It is moving, and that is willed by the Lord. By His supreme will is happening. So also in our devotional service also, His supreme will is happening, and His supreme will takes into account our willing. That is why it is unpredictable. His supreme willing, without supreme will, not a blade of grass will move. But His supreme will takes into account all our willings, including ours. So our willing is important. God helps those who help themselves. Our willing is important. Everything is His will, then I don't have to do anything. No, that's also wrong. Everything is His ultimate will. It takes into account our willing also. Any questions?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Prabhu, some materialists believe in this theory of ego depletion.
Zero?
Ego depletion.
Ego.
They believe that willpower, for instance, is a limited resource which starts depleting when we begin our day and gets recharged when we take rest. So, could you please share your views on this?
No, that ego depletion is, when they say ego depletion, they are talking about willpower depletion. It makes sense, because material world, all the operations are happening with mind-body system. Suppose you have to put lot of self-control in something. It mentally tires you. So there is a depletion, right? So it makes sense. That is why even in japa I have discussed this japa modules, this ego depletion. These words I have not used. That why during japa, why even though we want to do japa, why is it that we doze off? This is willpower depletion. Your mind gets fatigued. Mind must, see, soul is willing, but everything is happening in the material world through the mechanism of this body-mind system. So there is a willing center also in the mind, in the brain, in the mind and the brain, activated by soul. Just like now I can wish to fly like a bird. Wish can have, but body cannot fly. Similarly, subtle things. I may want something. I will to do my japa in a particular. Don't want to lose hearing. Like that, you tighten yourself. That means your mind is putting self-control. Self-control, continuous self-control depletes energy, mental energy. They become tired. So that is why I say that unless you hear, when you hear Hare Krishna, you get that willing energy also into the mind-body system. I give the example of the car starting. Initially you start the car with your battery power, that is your willpower. I want to hear, I want to hear. When you are determined like that, half a round, 3/4 round, then you will see from the nama the Shakti comes for locking the attention. By our own power we cannot, if you want to, you will think that chanting is, you will get scared of this process. Oh my God, 2 hours I have to hold my mind to hear. Then that is perfect. That's not what japa is. Just 5-10 minutes you hold, that's all you are told. After that, you no need of self-control. There is Shakti coming from the Nama. Bead after bead, bead after bead, that Chesta Shakti is coming from the Nama. Divya Chesta Shakti is coming from the Nama. So, materially we get exhausted. That is not the way to do japa. Way to do japa or way to do devotion service is to depend on the Lord for jnana, bala, kriya, shakti, whatever it is. Jnana Shakti, bala, different kinds of Shakti, everything depends upon we depend upon this super soul in the heart. Do everything by depending upon the Lord. To do something, whatever is deficit, He will provide. Whatever you can, you offer. Okay? Srimad-Bhagavatam ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.